I'm not gonna preach to you today. But you know, when I see these ring girls for tonight's boxing match, I get happy, cause I know that there's a God somewhere. There's a God somewhere. A God on high, while the promoter makes offers down low. Oh, Dante, he could put the girls in the video. He could put them in the intros, but he can't make it. Oh, the Dante's Boxing Nation on high. And we the fans, we've seen it all. We witnessed Joshua in the Battle of Klitschko. We witnessed Daniel Jacobs narrowly escape the Lions Den without getting knocked out by Triple D. And we witnessed Lamaris not quit against Nomaschenko. No mas. Enough is enough. Chris Arreola, just because you got two fat-ass areolas does not mean you got a title shot. Pound for pound doesn't mean you eat another torta. No more title shots. Can I get a name? Thank you.
I ain't really changed, it's the same old rebel. Still a radical, I'm passionate, it's just another level. AT told me I should fight back, they don't like that. Just know if you rock the boat, you better have a life raft. BJ told me I should fight back, they don't like that. Just know if you rock the boat, you better have a life raft.
6 FIFA, cool. See how much I'm on? Oh, no way! No way! Mum! Mum! Mum!
Yeah?
I'm on 443 subscribers!
Who gives a shit?
Mom, I have 300 subscribers. Who gives a shit? Well, I'll tell you who gives a shit. I give a shit. Now, at the time of this recording, I don't quite have 300 subscribers. I have 299 to be exact. But when I started this channel, I made a video talking about my intentions of this boxing channel, and you know, that's been about 2 years ago, or actually, now that I think about it, it's like more like 3 years ago. Yeah, woo, time just flies. But anyways, and since then, you know, I've gained almost 300 subscribers. Now, in each milestone, I try to do some, you know, a thank you video, thanking all my new subscribers and everything. And first off, I do want to thank everybody who has felt that my channel was worthy enough to say, hey, I want to hear what this guy has to say about boxing, and has stayed subscribed. Now, just like any other channel, of course, I've had people who have subscribed and then unsubscribed just because I had a little bit of a different point of view than they did. And I find that unfortunate, because I think as grown men, as I assume most of my subscribers are, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure there's a couple grown women in there, maybe a couple kids, but I think for the most part it's grown men. I would think that as grown men we can accept the fact that we are going to have difference in opinion, and that even comes to situations in boxing. You know, of course, a lot of us are going to have difference in opinion when it comes to, you know, a decision in a match, and whether there was a robbery or not, and whether, you know, who won and who lost, and who, you know, things like that. But a majority of the subscribers I've lost really came from a difference in opinion on the whole Maldonium scandal with Povetkin. But it's unfortunate. Some people need to grow up. Every single channel I'm subscribed to pretty much has said something that I don't agree with, and I don't just simply unsubscribe. I only unsubscribe when somebody is obviously being racist and propaganda pushing, you know. But other than that, I don't unsubscribe for anybody just because of difference of opinion. So the whole purpose of this video is, one, yes, I do thank everybody who has felt the need to subscribe to me, or the want It's not really a need or want to subscribe to me. So I do thank you, first and foremost. And yes, I give a shit, but at the same time, I don't give a shit. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. When I say I don't give a shit, what I mean by that is that I'm never going to let my subscriber count, no matter how high or how low, change whether or not I'm going to speak the truth. Amen. Speak the truth 100% of the time. And sometimes the truth is what my opinion is. What I mean by that is I'm not going to try to shape my opinion just to appease my subscribers. I definitely appreciate you being here and listening to me, but I would think that you would want me to keep my integrity in telling you what I actually think and not just what I think you want to hear. That's integrity in my definition. So a lot of my channel isn't facts. I'm just going to be honest. A lot of it is just my opinion. And I give a shit about those who want to hear my opinion. I don't give a shit if you're going to unsubscribe from me just because we have a disagreement. Because in my opinion, there's nothing in the sport of boxing that should end a friendship, end a viewer and content creator relationship. None of it is that serious. I think, we're all grown men. We all need to wear our big boy pants and understand that there's always going to be a difference in opinion. So, but my promise is I am going to tell you the truth in, how I see things. I will let you know if I have any particular kind of bias. For example, I have somewhat of a bias toward Keith Thurman, and I'm not such a child that I can't acknowledge that. So that's just an example. But I do promise to still be as fair as I possibly can. Perfect example, Crawford is now 147 pounds, and I think even if Keith Thurman comes back, gets a couple tune-ups, and has some spectacular wins, unless he shows me something new, I have to say that I think Terence Crawford beats him. And that's just me being honest. So that's the kind of content that I promise to give to you, is my honest take at that particular point in time. And that's the other thing that a lot of viewers fail to realize, is that sometimes we hear information and then we speak on that information. And then, literally, an hour later, some new information comes, and then you're arguing with me in my comment section just because of how I saw it at that particular time. And now there's been some new information that's come to light that not only I didn't know, but you didn't know at the time that the video was uploaded. So that's my promise. I will always give you my honest take at that point in time. If there's something that drastically changes, then I will make an update. So that's my promise to all of y'all. The next thing that I want to let you guys know is just a couple updates here, is that I will no longer be doing the shout outs. Now what I mean by that is that in the beginning of a lot of my videos recently, you hear me, making shout outs to hashtag Come Back to Boxing, Boxing United, and so on. And it's just getting to be quite lengthy. And I just, I don't really see the need in doing it every single video. I do hashtag all that stuff in the description. And I'm just not going to generally do that anymore. It's nothing against the MOBC, the LDBC, the WKBC, or the hashtag Come Back to Boxing, or any of that. It's just time consuming. So from now on, I will just start getting into the topic, because a lot of times when I'm recording videos, I don't have a whole lot of time. And a lot of times, to be honest, I'm recording a video on my break or right before I'm starting work. So just for the sake of time and for the sake of streamlining information, I will now be doing away with those shout outs. However, if somebody brings out some information that I found quite helpful, if somebody is commenting and they are really either being uplifting or bringing out good points or anything like that, I will still be shouting out those people on a case-by-case basis. But the general shout-outs, no longer going to do. Now, I also am going to introduce a couple new series that I think will be good for, the downtime when there's, really no big fights coming up. I mean, there's always big fights coming up, but you can only talk about the same fights over and over and over again. So once I've covered everything that I feel I really need to cover, I think these series are going to be something that will contribute to the community. And that's really what my channel is all about, is contributing to the community. I don't think I'm bigger than the community. I don't go flashing how many subscribers, how many views, or anything like that. I don't even ask you guys to subscribe. I feel that you are intelligent enough that if you really want to hear more from me, you can subscribe. You can press that button without me having to tell you to do so. And if you really want to hear what I have to say, then you'll press the bell as well. I believe that my subscribers are completely competent. That's why I don't do what a lot of other people do. And I don't beg for likes. I don't complain about dislikes. And that will remain the same. But let me go ahead and tell you about these new series that I'm going to start making in the very near future. The first one is going to be the YouTube Boxing Dictionary. And basically, there's a lot of terms that get used in our community, and I think it's very important to define these words, and I'm going to start coming up with definitions. And of course, if you have a different definition, I'm not going to knock yours, but this is going to be my YouTube Boxing Dictionary. A good example is weight bully, hype job. Those are just some examples. I'm going to start doing that very soon, okay? The next series that I'm going to be introducing soon is going to be more of a comedic. Oh, by the way, that's also going to have its own little comedic twist to it, but it is also going to have its, it's not serious, but, more, I guess serious, lack of a better term, but it will have a comedic twist to the intro, because I am going to be doing these intros again. It's just the last couple days have been kind of tough. But anyways, the next one is going to be more based on comedy, and it's going to be called The Motherfucking Jackson Chronicles. I really like the way that my Samuel Jackson impersonation came out on the video that I did about Keith Thurman. I believe it was last week. It came out a lot better than I thought, and I have some ideas. I don't know exactly how often I'll be doing those, but I have some ideas for at least a couple videos, and it may be something that you see from time to time when I see an opportunity that I think Mr. Samuel L. Jackson will be perfect for. The next announcement that I have is the return of the spotlights. I haven't done a spotlight in a while. It's probably been about 6 months or maybe even longer, and it was for No Home TV. I am going to start doing spotlights again, but there's going to be a change to the format. See, one of the things that I'm always thinking about when it comes to my channel is, how am I going to bring things to another level? How can I improve what I'm doing right now? And I really see a good way to improve the spotlights. See, in the past, when I've done spotlight, it's always been, I usually play like a small clip of the channel. I tell y'all about the channel, give you my honest take on, you know, my impressions of that channel, and then I leave a link in the description, and it's up to you to go and check it out and subscribe if you feel that the channel is for you. The way that I'm going to start doing these, and this is actually going to transition into the last announcement that I have, is I'm going to start doing hangouts. These spotlights are going to be done in a hangout, live, in HD. Shout out to Zone 6 Boxing. Go check them out. But live in HD, it is going to be me and whoever I am spotlighting. And basically the format is, at least this is the format I'm going to start out with. It may change later on down the road if I can think of anything that'll work out better. But basically, I will bring the channel onto my channel. I am going to ask a couple quick questions, kind of like a little mini interview, nothing too serious, just about, you know, how the person got into boxing, you know, what other interests do they possibly have if they wish to discuss that as well. And then after the mini interview, which I plan on just asking like maybe 3, 4, 5 questions. I'm not really planning on, you know, going real in depth. How many kids do you have? What's your blood type? What's the last 4 of your social security number? Nothing like that. But, you know, just things that pertain to boxing, a little bit, you know, stuff that is very soft core personal questions. And the rest of the video will be me and the other channel just conversing about boxing. And really, I want whoever I'm spotlighting to be comfortable so they can talk about whatever it is, whether it be the current state of the community, you know, current state of a certain division, the sport as a whole, or even a particular fight that's being talked about. You know, whatever it is that they want to talk about. And I think that's a much better way and a lot more efficient to show you guys what these new channels are all about. And so I'm already letting you know right now, very first hangout that I'm gonna do, and I don't know particularly if this is gonna be a spotlight per se, but I'm definitely gonna, my very first hangout is going to be with Michael Stott. And I don't know if any of you know who Michael Stott is, but he's, you know, an up-and-coming channel. The reason why he's going to be the very first one is, one, this idea I actually owe completely to him. He reached out to me. He said that he, you know, to add him on Hangout, and I got to talking to him, and and it really sparked some possibilities on what I can do with Hangouts. This new format of spotlights was one of them. So I don't know if it's specifically going to be a spotlight, but I feel that I owe it to him for him to be the first one. But then my very first spotlight for sure, I already have lined up. I'm going to start reaching out to some other people. And then, of course, introduction of Hangouts, and it's not going to be limited to spotlights. Spotlights is one of the things I'm going to be doing with Hangouts. I'm going to be doing similar to what some other people do, you know, talk about, you know, certain topics. And my Hangouts are open not just to content creators, but if you are somebody who comments and you want to discuss something with me on a Hangout on my channel, then you're more than welcome. All you have to do is reach out to me, give me your email, and then we'll agree on a time that works out for both of us. Because I understand that on Hangouts you could be talking to somebody down the street, you could be talking to somebody across the globe. So, and either way, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, we can pick a mutual time, because I understand people have families, people have responsibilities, they have jobs, they live in different time zones. You know, if, for instance, in the UK, you're going to be like 5 or 6 hours ahead of me. So I want to be mindful of that. There may be some cases where just because of time difference, we just may not be able to do it. But my promise is that I will facilitate the best that I can. You know, I'm not gonna be stubborn and be like, no, you have to do it at this time on this day or fuck you. It's not gonna happen that way. I'll be as flexible as I possibly can. If something happens and we simply can't come to a mutual agreement as to what time we'll do a hangout, it'll be unfortunate, but I don't really see that being a problem. I mean, if I have enough notice, I'd be willing to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, do the hangout, and then go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I can't do it while I'm working or whatever, and I wouldn't expect you to do that either. But it is open to, like I said, commenters and content creators alike. If you want to do a hangout and have me on, I'm open to that as well. I do need to get with Jay Cotto because ever since late last year, we talked about doing a collab together and it still hasn't happened. So he's somebody that I definitely need to get with. I also had a little bit of a conversation with, not a huge one, but Sean Newton said that he was down to conversate boxing with me as well. If that is still the case, the offer is still on the table for me, and I'm really willing to talk boxing with anybody. The only thing that I ask is that you're respectful. You can joke around, that I have no problem with. Just no straight out fuck you, kiss my ass and eat a dick, none of that shit. But if you're, you know, just wanting to have a conversation, I like to joke around as much as the next person, so I'm completely fine with that. You know, if there's, you know, I'm all about, you know, keeping it civil and being somewhat professional, because I definitely fly off the mouth a little bit. So, you know, I'm not going to make it seem like I don't ever talk shit, but somewhat professional. And, you know, but I'm definitely up to cutting up, joking around and all that good stuff. So anyways, I've already rambled on long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. If you have any further ideas that you think I should take into consideration, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. To all my subscribers, anybody watching my videos, or if you just so happen to stump on this video, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace.
Now some announcements from our deacon. Take it away, Deacon. Hello, everybody. I am Deacon motherfucking Jackson. Not Deacon Jackson, not Deacon Samuel Jackson. Now, I will allow you to call me Deacon MF Jackson, but if you call me anything other than Deacon motherfucking Jackson or Deacon MF Jackson, then I will respond to you like this. English, motherfucker! Julio, speak it! Now, it's come to my attention that in the YTBC, the word coon has been getting thrown around a lot. Now, don't get me wrong. If you see a coon, call that motherfucker out. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell! But let it be known, if any of y'all motherfuckers want to call me a coon, the first thing I'ma do is fuck your girl. And I eat the pussy, I eat the ass, I do it all, motherfucker. And if you don't like it, well then you can come and see me in my office. It'll be the one with the dough that says, bad motherfucker.
Undefeated.